Spirit Sports Consultants presents
Our continuing 2024 Major League Baseball division previews. For these previews, we're just focusing on the pitching rotation, and then we want to look at the offense. We're looking at average runs from last year, maybe giving some projections of what we think will happen. We're going to do a more detailed preview after spring training is over. So looking at the National League Central, for the past several years, Milwaukee's been at the top. We think they might be in a bit of a rebuilding mode, so that opens the door, we think, for the Cubs, Reds, and Redbirds. We think the Pirates are still a year or two away rebuilding. They've been kind of stuck in that mode for a while. So let's first look at the Reds, who we think really have an opportunity here with their offense. Their pitching concerns us a little bit, considering the fact they only had one pitcher with a winning record last year who had more than 10 starts, and that was Abbott. So we look at the rotation: Green, Ashcraft, Abbott, Martinez, and you got the lefty Lodolo, who missed pretty much all of last season due to injury. He was formerly considered a 1 or a 2 top prospect. So we think if things break their way and they can stay healthy, we like the opportunity, the potential there, but they've got to have a little bit of luck there. Look at the offense again, almost 5 runs a game. I'm rounding way up, but 4.83, and part of that could be inflated due to the fact that they play in one of the most extreme home run parks in all of baseball, the Great American Ballpark, if that's what they still call it. So we still think with this exciting young team, we think they could stay in contention. We like them as a potential wild card. We'll give you our ultimate postseason projections here at the end of this video. We definitely think the Reds will be in contention for this division. Next up, we have our question of the week. We're asking everyone to please hit us up in the comments below. Give us your opinion. Are starting pitchers worth premium dollars? We're talking about now getting up to 30, 40, 50 million per year. These guys who could get injured and be knocked out for a whole year to a year and a half with Tommy John reconstructive surgery. I want to know what you think. Hit us up in the comments below. Looking up at the Redbirds, the St. Louis Cardinals, we love what they did adding Sonny Gray. Now, Sonny Gray, prior to going to Minnesota, had been inconsistent, but he added a cutter to go along with his devastating slider to add to his repertoire. We always like Mikolas, and then Gibson, Lynn, Matz had a lot of potential when he's with the Mets. So we think this rotation has definitely some upside. Look out for them to stay in contention as well for the wild card. Looking at their offense, it did drop a little bit, averaging 4.44. We saw what could be a little bit of regression to the mean with Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado. We're not sure if that's going to continue. Maybe it was just a blip. Maybe it was just an off year. But the one observation we have made about the Cardinals, they're a little bit too right-handed, and their top 2 players are right-handed power slugger guys. So let's look at the Chicago Cubs. We like their rotation with Steele, Hendricks, Imanaga, Jameson Taillon, and Wicks. I think that's a pretty balanced rotation. We think especially what we really like about the Cubs is adding Craig Counsell. We don't want to overstate it. We think adding a manager of that caliber might be good for 5 to 7 wins. Again, that could be an overstatement. We really like that move. We think it's going to pay off for the Cubbies. And Counsell has more to work with offensively, as the Cubs were one of the top teams in the majors last year, averaging over 5 runs a game. We think they were like 6th or 7th in average runs, so that's pretty impressive, especially for a National League Central team. We like the Cubs here, and we think they're one of our favorites of the division. So now let's look at the Brewers. Obviously, losing Corbin Burnes is going to hurt, and we think it's going to hurt them quite a bit. We look at the rotation. We only have 4 pitchers identified. We're not sure who's going to round out that rotation. For now, we have Peralta, Miley, Ross, and Ray. And we look at the average runs, 4.47, not too bad. Again, especially for a National League club. We think that, again, they're going to lose. They're going to lose a little bit without Craig Counsell. We think that's going to be an impact to those guys, to look for them to drop a peg. We don't see them competing for the National League Central. Look at the Pirates, again, a team in perpetual rebuilding mode. The rotation, as we see it: Keller, Perez, Gonzalez, Ortiz, and Falter. Could Paul Skeens make an appearance before the season is out? If so, maybe they can contend. We think they're a year or 2 away. We look at their offense again, not terrible, 4.27. A decent offensive output with a young roster. Maybe they're going to go a little higher than that. We still see them rounding out the division in 5th place. So we like the Cubs as our National League Central champs, and we think the Reds are going to be right there through the hunt. We think they'll lead early and they'll fade late, but they're going to do enough to get a wild card.
That's all for this time. Thank you for joining. Please subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to sharing our future videos with you.